Greetings, operators, and welcome to Invisible Incorporated. Though you can't quite see the Invisible Incorporated. Well, I guess you can through that little thing. But trust me, it's there. Invisible Incorporated with a little question mark as a stylized S. Oh, how artistic. Now, Invisible Incorporated is a roguelike, turn-based tactical stealth game by Clay Entertainment, the makers of such fantastic games as Don't Starve, which you may have seen on my channel, and Mark of the Ninja, which, by the way, is a hidden gem. If you haven't played that game before, you really should. Now, Invisible Incorporated, you, the operator, guide a group of agents through various procedurally generated missions that each take a certain amount of time to complete, while the clock ticks down on a 72-hour countdown which marks your final mission. Once the final mission arrives, you have to hope that you've accumulated enough money and assets to have leveled up your agents enough that they can complete it. And this is in no way guaranteed. But before we get ahead of ourselves, as you can see here from this warning screen, which pops up each time you start the game, Invisible Incorporated is currently in early access. So please understand that while I wouldn't be playing this game, or rather recording it, if it weren't in a playable and more to the point enjoyable state of development, some things are likely still subject to change, some elements may not even be implemented yet, and the game may well have some bugs and kinks in the code that have yet to be ironed out. But let's continue on from that little window there, and here we are. Current high score 0, county XP 0, various other things, the early access build that we're on at the moment. Now, that all said about the early access, what I've experienced so far is quite satisfying, and in this Let's Player's most humble opinion, well worth the currently discounted price of £11.99 on Steam. Link in the video description below. The full price is listed at £14.99, which, roughly speaking, would put it around 19 euros or 25 US dollars, though I feel I need to plaster, paint, and finally wrap that statement in several layers of protective disclaimers. So let me quickly explain, or as quickly as I tend to do anything. The reason I enjoy this game is because it's a roguelike, and in this case that term carries with it a certain weight. It isn't simply a roguelike because it uses procedurally generated levels, or because it's turn-based. It's a roguelike because it's hard. Sometimes that comes in the form of difficult situations that require forethought and planning to overcome, and sometimes that comes in the form of Chaotricles cackling gleefully as it casts the die that drives the procedurally generated levels to create maddeningly cruel layouts and guard patrols. Regardless which type of hard it is, the consequences are the same and are permanent. Invisible Incorporated is, as with many of the best roguelikes, a game where you can't undo a foolish move, or even a brilliant one for that matter, that through no fault of your own still leads to a bad outcome. The outcomes are permanent, and if one of your agents dies in a mission, they stay dead, and all the progress you've made in leveling them up is lost with them. So before you accept my recommendations of the game, understand where it's coming from, and that what makes the game frustratingly beautiful to me may merely make it frustrating to you. But with those disclaimers out of the way, let's check the game out. So we're going to go, well, I'll quickly glance over the options. You've got a couple of things here, and there may be more that get added later on. The sound, I think the music is at an enjoyable level where you can still hear the music, but it's not overpowering. Let me know about that. Sound effects, that's a little bit harder for me to judge, because quite often when I set the sound effects to a level that's good for me, and when I listen back to the video, it seems okay, I get a lot of people who say, oh, it's too quiet. So I've left that at 100%, but do let me know after this video whether that is all cool. In gameplay, the only thing is fast mode off. I can only assume that there will be a lot more options in there at some point, but play the game we shall. Now, I am going to play through the tutorial because I feel that it does a good job of showing you the game interface in its sort of basic form without being too monotonous, and generally speaking it will give us a good
your missing agent. He was off the grid for a while,
the
but we've tracked him to an FTM holding cell here.
He looks a little bit drunk, honestly.
A&O interrogation room.
Okay.
Once we re-establish neural uplink, guide the agent to the nearest elevator.
I shall endeavor
Our
to do so.
extraction team will meet him on the roof. The agent has been undergoing extensive neural probing and may be disoriented.
Not
Speak
so fantastic.
slowly and don't use any big words.
Well, See, what counts as big words? Because I'm fairly certain if I'd had neural probing or anal probing or any kind of probing at all, then my definition of big words would be startlingly different to normal. Yes. Perhaps we should just not mention probing at all. It might bring back terrible memories. There he is. Wake him up. Okay, left click. We have Deckard. What a fantastic name for an agent. Deckard, you were captured again. Can you walk? Wow, okay. So I've got some sort of terrible agent who just keeps getting captured. This is not starting well. Yes, I imagine he can walk. This is showing me where he can walk to. He only has 3 action points at the moment, and that means he can move 3 squares. So let's move there. Let him catch his breath, but don't dally. They'll notice your intrusion soon. Fair enough. Right, we'll end our turn. Now, as I mentioned, this is a turn-based game, so as you can imagine, it is going to play through, well, I hazard to say like XCOM, because there's very massive differences between this and XCOM, but there's the same sort of general movement, let the enemy end turn sort of thing, let the enemy take their turn, so that kind of thing is there. And there is even reaction fire and that sort of stuff. So you can take a move on the enemy's turn if you've prepared for it. We don't have visibility in the hallway. You'll have to manually check for hostiles. That is a good idea. Let's peek through. There is a guard. He is insane. So he's the strong, silent type. It's unlocked. Get out and be careful not to let the guard. Oh, that's quite convenient. You unlocked a door. That's pretty hard to do in the actual game. Okay, let's tiptoe out. Okay, we can see a vault. Your tools should be in that safe. We'll need your neural disruptor to take down these guys. Aha, we're going to do a little bit of neural probing of our own, are we? Right, approach to obtain. This is basically whenever you're near an object, it will have the actions you can take on that object branch off it. So, for example, I can observe the guard's movements for 1 AP. I didn't do that this time, but it would give me an idea of where they were going to walk. From what I can tell, just to cover this quickly, the sort of shaded, or rather darker shaded area is where I think if you're moving in that area, he'd notice you, and on his next turn he'd move to investigate that area, whereas the brightly shaded area is that he'd flat out see you and possibly react to you whilst you were in there. So we're going to go ahead and search the safe. We have now got a neural disruptor, and what you saw there was my inventory. I've only got 3 spaces, but for a fee, I can increase my inventory. I don't believe that doesn't carry between missions. There's a lot of stuff that you can do in a mission, pick up gear and do various things like increase your inventory space, but that doesn't carry across. You spend your money in the mission to just improve your success chance of that mission. But there are ways of increasing that outside through leveling up after a mission. Good. Now approach the guard from behind and neutralize him. We need to end our turn first. Thankfully, he didn't get to do much. Let's go ahead and observe his motion. He's just going to be stationary. So we want to approach him from a direction where he can't see. Thankfully, he doesn't have a very large cone of vision. Some guards do. Some of the elite guards. Now, we're going to take him down. This will stun him for 2 turns. It'll cost, I'm not sure, no AP at all, perhaps? Oh, that looks painful. Did I have to be so rough? Really? Now, sloppy but effective. Yeah, very sloppy in my opinion. Proceed to the next door. No, first we're going to steal 50 credits. I thank you for your contribution. Now, you can pick them up. I don't need to do it for this turn, and in fact, he's only going to be KO'd for 2 turns, so it's a bit silly for me to do this, but sorry. I am going to do it because I want to. Right, I have a very limited AP right now because I'm carrying him. So I'm going to drop him there, I'm going to move through here, then I'm going to close the door on him. Now, when he wakes up, he'll hopefully not immediately come through that door. If he does, then my plan has just scuppered me, really. Let's see. He should be awake and moving around, but if he's not the sort that... I'm assuming that in the tutorial it's not going to give me the ones that actually react to silly things like that, like waking up, it's like, oh, what happened? Where am I? Better start looking around and abandon my original patrol routes. That's typically the reaction of guards, but in the tutorial I doubt that's going to be the case. Right, there's nothing through there, so I'm just going to go ahead and walk through, and then I'm going to close the door behind me. as she said, they're closing the doors. It stops the enemy from really reacting to you. For example, if you just left him where we stunned him and he got up and was staring in this direction, if the door is closed and he isn't inclined to investigate, then he wouldn't see you standing on the other side. So there is a point in closing all the doors you come through. Now, we're going to need power, or poor, in order to hack their systems. Jack that console for a quick boost. Fair enough.
Warning.
Oh, I haven't got enough turns. Thankfully, the enemy are not doing too much. Oh no, he's interested in that location. So the security guard is closing on that location. So on his turn, he'll move toward that point to investigate it. So perhaps he is a roaming guard. So I really was playing with fire when I decided to be all fancy and stick him in the other room. Alright, let's hack this console. We've now got 2 out of 20 power. Good, that will help us bypass any security devices we encounter. This is Incognitia. It allows you to hack certain electronics and subvert them either to yourself or just disable them. And we'll get a little tutorial of that in just a moment. Now, in fact, that moment is here already. If that camera locks on, it will alert the whole building. We need Incognitia to hack it. So this area is showing you where it's actively watched. So we want to hack that, so we enter our hacking mode. Welcome to Incognitia, your personal AI. Lockpick 1.0. The agency has provided you with Lockpick 1.0, allowing you to hack 1 firewall for 2 power. When out in the field, you may install additional programs for added utility, which is quite handy. Now, this only has a level 1 firewall, so I only need to hack it once. But if this had like level 2, then I'd need a total of 4 power to be able to completely disable it. But by hacking it, it now works for me, so I see everything it sees. And that's typically true of most of the stuff you can hack. Like you can hack turrets, they become yours. You can hack power consoles, which means they're yours, and so you can turn them off and prevent the things that it was powering from getting power, things like that. We're going to go ahead and move through on our next turn. We have no AP. There we go. Right. Let's close that door behind us. Is he still investigating? Yeah, he's wandering around having a look. But he doesn't seem too inclined to actually follow all the way through now. Ooh, okay. Caution is our friend, Agent. Get into position beside the door and scout the next room. Now, typically, I would be able to use the peek thing that it's going to teach me about here to have a look around this corner, and I would have been inclined to do so if this was a real map. But we're just going to follow the tutorial, get over here, and peek into that room. So there we go. We're not right in front of the door, but we can look around corners. So we're going to peek, and there we are. There's a guard in here now. You might be wondering, how the hell am I going to sneak up on him? But that's one of the nice things I like about this game, is that the enemies do respond to certain triggers. Well, kind of like Metal Gear in a way. But you can convince them to investigate an area that you want them to be at. The guard doesn't look like he's moving. Let's give him a reason to, shall we? Yes, indeed. Let's open that door.
Did you see that?
Yes, I did. I did it. All right, he's coming. Prepare yourself. Now, down here are my actions. Some of them, here's the peek action. I can carefully look around a corner or through closed doors. That costs 1 action point. Move, or rather run, gives you 4 movement points, and they're different to action points. I think your action points can be converted into movement points, and that's how you move through the area. But movement makes noise, must be activated before any other action, so you have to basically commit to running before you can run. We have Overwatch, which is an attack. This unit will shoot at movement during the enemy's turn, or melee reaction. This agent will melee nearby moving enemies during the enemy turn. Now, you turn these on before you end your turn every turn. You don't just toggle them on and leave them on. You have to activate it for that specific turn, and then it will be deactivated next turn. Now, he's interested in checking that out, which is very good for us, because then we get to stun him. Nice work. We're almost there. The exit is just up ahead. But before we go, I'm going to steal some stuff. I want all of your credits. Also, how far can I drag him? I'd really like to put him on the couch. I mean, there we are. I mean, I can't stick you on the couch, but, you know, you're just doing your job. I can respect that. I'm a professional, too. I don't want to beat you up unnecessarily. I would like to lay you on the couch so that when you wake up, I mean, it's going to be painful. I've just jolted you with an immense amount of electricity, but at least you would wake up comfortably on a couch. Alas, I'm denied the opportunity for that professional courtesy. Damn it, game. I'm trying to be dapper here. Okay, it is, let's peek through. Okay, it looks like there's something over there, but I can't see what. Let's open the door. Okay, this location is watched by the enemy, but which enemy is watching it? Hold up, Incognitia has detected danger around the next corner. Very well. I'm going to need some points, and I'm also going to want to close that door. Alright, can I get over there? Yes, I can. And I can use my last remaining AP to peek. So there we are, I can see a camera. The only one camera between you and the exit, using Cognitia to take it over. Now this one only has one firewall, so I don't know why I've been given so much power, but I'll go ahead and use it. And that's the end of this turn, because I've got no more action points. There we are. Alright, Deckard, get to the roof. We have a helicopter en route. Let's go ahead and take the lady's advice and get to the roof. Escape! Well, we're done. Rendezvous with your partner, International, and something or other. Why do you not let me read these messages, you swine? Mission report. Current credits 500. Corporate intelligence 0. Map exploration 100%. Guards neutralized 0. Alarm tracker level 0. Now I don't know what the whole guard neutralized thing. Perhaps that means flat out kill them. Cleanup cost. That is what I would imagine is involved in cleaning up after you killing guards. Perhaps if you had a gun. New credit total 500. What? We don't get all that glorious money I stole painstakingly? Ah, you horrible game. Okay, now, this is about where I'm going to wrap up this first episode. I just wanted to introduce the game, show more or less what it is. The missions after this can become fairly long. Even the first missions can be interesting, because this is a procedurally generated game. It doesn't really pull its punches, and that, as I've said, is why I really like this game so far. Now, before I wrap the episode up, I will just cover what we're going to be doing in the future episodes. I'm going to play through, ideally, one full run. That is, get to the end mission and win. I don't know what the end mission is going to be like. I've not played the game that far. I've played it through about 2 missions of the normal game. I will be playing it on normal difficulty. The choices are easy, where neural disruptors KO for longer, firewalls are weaker, alarm stages are less dangerous, and safe objectives and guards are more have more credits. But I'm going to be playing on normal, where the disruptors disrupt for less time, firewalls tend to be stronger, alarm stages are more dangerous, and they really can be dangerous. You don't want to hang around. Safe objectives and guards have fewer credits, which is a shame, because that's primarily how you level up. You'll notice that our agents, we've got 2 at the moment, but you can have more. As you can see there, we can't actually see who they are. It requires more EXP. But they have 4 stats: stealth, hacking, inventory, and anarchy. Anarchy controls how much credits you can be able to steal off people, whether you can steal from them without knocking them out, because at the first level you can only steal when they've been incapacitated, but at the higher levels you can do different things. Inventory naturally increases your inventory space. You saw that you could purchase an increase to it in the field. That's temporary. But if you, or at least it is as far as I'm aware, but if you increase their actual level in inventory, that's going to be permanent from what I can understand. Hacking gives you more access to hacking tools. This does come into play later on, because there's a bit of RPG element and kind of like multiple choice and situations where having someone with high hacking might allow you to progress in a different way through a level than having someone with very basic hacking. So, for example, International has level 2 hacking. Stealth, from what I understand, just flat affects your action points each turn, which has an enormous effect. I really can't be, you really can't overstate how important it is to have a high stealth. As it says there, stealth years of practice make this agent a master of his own movement. These are items and abilities that, from what I can tell, are unique to an agent. So, for example, he starts with a neural disruptor. I think they both do. But he also has the modded cloaking rig. Deckard's personal cloaking rig renders the user invisible for a turn. Can't be used while watched by an enemy. It has an 8-turn cooldown though. Agents with stealth have more movement points. International has a wireless interface. A powerful broadcasting device interacts with the electronics from a distance, even through walls. So she doesn't need to get sight. One thing that you didn't see in the tutorial there is that I had to see the camera in order to be able to hack it. International through the wireless interface doesn't need to see it. She uses it, kind of pings all nearby devices, and then you can hack them remotely. Scan electronic devices and access computers from 5 tiles away. Incognita programs. We've got Power Drip, which generates 1 power point per turn, and Lockpick 1.0 breaks 1 firewall for 2 power. I'm not sure how these upgrade. I haven't gotten that far. But in the next video, we're going to be beginning from here. So I do hope you've enjoyed this little bit of an introduction, and I hope you will be joining me for the continuation of the series and future videos. But until then, and as always, do take care.